Hello one and all, and welcome to Behind the Glass. I'm your host, Sam, from the YouTube channel Seen Through Glass.
And I'm Tony from Gravelwood Car Sales.
Yes, you are. Each week we get together, we talk about cars, motorsport, F1, what else? Cars? We talk about cars. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on youtube.com/Behind the Glass. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And Tony, if people want to support this podcast, what should they do?
Watch it.
No. But also head to Patreon. You can support us on patreon.com/Behind the Glass. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the episode. So, 3, 2, 1. If that happens again, I'll have to stop halfway through and it's going to be really awkward. But for now, we'll get going. You ready?
Sort of.
Sort of. Sure?
Yep.
Okay. It is our fourth and potentially final Behind the Glass live event of the year. And I'm going to come out and say it. I said it off camera. I'm confident enough to declare it. It's our favourite one yet. Everyone give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for being here. Now, I do have to apologise slightly because Tony is tired today.
I'm tired, yeah.
And he arrived going,
Tired of seeing you.
Cheers, mate. He's like, I'm going to need some more coffee. He's like, I just got back from a lads trip in Portugal.
Which wasn't a holiday. I mean, I went for an holiday. It's not really a holiday.
Why is it not a holiday?
Well, I've been driving a week. I'm just tired.
You're not driving professionally. You were driving your own very nice car around a very nice part of the world with some friends. That sounds like a holiday.
Well, there's a few of you that have done some road trips. Are you tired after long road trips? Thank you. There's some people I can see are nodding, and I know them because I've been on trips with them. It's tiring, right? Thank you.
Such a first world problem. Anyway, I have loaded him up with coffee. He may take a while to warm up, or he's just going to be more grumpy and rude than ever. So I'm just apologising in advance for the liability that is Tony. I do actually want to hear all about your trip. We'll get on to that.
Not now.
No, we're going to come back to it because we've got to do the Rate My Ride. And today it's going to be an interesting Rate My Ride because, well, firstly, the cars outside it's like Goodwood Festival of Speed out there. They're legit.
They are, yeah. And I just said that walking around. I thought, I mean, I can't really pick a bad one. I mean, I'm going to find something. I have actually got one. I've got an ace up my sleeve as well, so which I have found. So.
Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna just at least review them, and I think maybe even just get excited about how amazing they all are. But yeah, of course, Tony will probably be mean about a few anyway. So we'll get started with that, and then we do have some news to catch up on, and I want to hear about Tony's big lads trip to Portugal. Way.
They're so derogatory, aren't you?
I am. Okay, so we're gonna kick things off right at the sharp end, and this really sets the tone for how ridiculous today's parking lot is. With an F12. Tony,
well,
look at this.
Yeah. Well, someone lied to me. More than one person lied to me. Said it was a TDF. So they've either got sunglasses on or they've lost their ability to see because you can tell the difference between who said it was a TDF. I walked
no one's going to put their hands up now.
No one's going to put their hands up. I walked downstairs and thought, that's not a TDF.
It's a very nice F12 though. Maybe the mistake was made because of the stripe, which... You're a very nice man. We met earlier. I don't know where you've gone.
Where are you?
Go on, brave yourself. Put your hands up. He's not going to... There he is. There he is on the back. I'm not a fan of the stripe. I'm just going to come out and say it. You know, each to their own, and the car is an amazing car. I'm just not a stripe fan in general.
I thought Paul Wallace owned it when I went downstairs.
Because of the stripe.
Chavmobile.
Can you call an F12 a Chavmobile?
With a stripe you can, yeah.
It is an amazing car, and I know that this man came out of a Turbo S? Yeah. Turbo S to an F12.
How old was your Turbo S?
991.2 Turbo S into an F12. I understand that change.
I understand it, yeah, but I mean... It's a death trap, that car, right?
It is a death trap. Well, good luck in the winters, all I'll say. But no, I mean, we're being super critical about an F12.
How long have you owned it?
5 months. 5 months.
So you've not done a winter in it?
He's not done a winter yet.
That's a stupid question, because it's all in one piece.
It's not on its roof yet. Anyway, let's move on, because... brace myself. Next to it. Oh my God! Someone bought a Challenge Stradale to Behind the Glass Live. Now, I said that I wouldn't go downstairs. I went downstairs. I freaked out. I screamed like a child. And then I came and grabbed you, and you didn't really care. And I mean,
whose car is it? Who brought it?
I want to shake his hand again, but I already have. I mean, he's just an absolute legend. And you remind us where you drove from? Burton-on-Trent in a Stradale. Now, he was like, oh, yeah, we're brutal and it's loud. I was like, what a dream. I would have happily delivered that car for you and you could have just got the train or something. I would drive that car to Iceland if I could.
Can I just say, he is the generic man for that car. Nice teeth. He's got nice slick back hair. He's got muscles. You can't have a chance. Look at you, don't even got any hair.
Where are you going
because when
with
he
this?
goes to Monaco or gives it large at Saint-Tropez, he pulls up, he gets out, all the birds will be round him. They'll run away when you get out.
What do you mean? Firstly, this is horrible stereotypism.
You do that to me all the time.
Have you ever been to Saint-Tropez?
That's where he's from.
Yes, yeah.
Done him.
He's been a few times. Hey, I think anyone in the world can own a Stradale, and it infinitely makes them way cooler than they already are. It's unbelievable. I love the spec, even though I just absolutely slangs off an F12 having a stripe. This Stradale does have the stripe, and I think it's beautiful. It's got the black leather interior, spot on.
Do you prefer them with or without stripes?
I prefer all Ferraris without stripes, but I think the only one that I would... Stradale is probably the only one I'd allow a stripe on, or the 599 with the heritage stripe and the white dot. Do you remember those? They're all right, which they also did on the F12 TDF. Maybe. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a bit... people, let's do a hands up stripes on Ferraris. Yay?
Well, put your hands up then.
About 6. Okay, who prefers without stripes? Yeah, the majority of people. Sorry, F12 guy. Anyway, Mr. Stradale, thank you so much. You've made my day, and I think, ended this Behind the Glass live season at a peak. I brought out the 360 today, being like, look, my 360's here now.
You know that's the worst car here, by the way.
What?
That 360, that is genuinely, I cannot find a worse car than yours. And that's no joke. I've walked round and I thought... What's the worst car here? What can I go in on? And it's yours. I would honestly, some people have got the bus today and I'd rather go back with them than get in your car.
You know what I hate? When Tony gets really cocky and overexcited, he stamps his feet. Everyone in the audience watch this today. When he thinks he's on a run, when he's like, oh yeah, here I go, he stamps his feet and it kills me. What did you turn up in today?
It's a work car, mate.
Okay, so firstly, not even like yours, so jog on.
Well,
Secondly,
it is mine. I own the company.
We've
done
this
before.
No, but mate, anyway, long story. What is it?
It's an A45S.
Crap.
Well, you're only saying that because who would have an A45S here?
Over a 360. Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
They were all going to put their hands up there and you started flapping.
Not a chance. Anyway, you can just jog on, mate. So, moving on, we've got a very nice Abarth 124 Spider. Yeah. We're big fans of these. I think we've spoken about them quite a few times before on the podcast. They're overlooked, they're underrated. They get a ton of attention in Italy.
Yeah.
But I think here as well, and a big fan, classic spec.
One of the lads that's been helping us with the podcast, Ollie, he's got a lovely grey one, and I'm not really. He's modded it perfectly. What's he done to it? Do you know what he's done to it?
Ollie, are you here? Ollie,
are you
there, downstairs?
Boy?
Maybe he's downstairs. Oh, he's over there. Ollie, what have you done to that 124? Pretty much everything, he says.
Oh, no,
suspension? Wheels, seats. What seats have you put in there? Fixed bucket seats in a 124. Can you get any more performance out of a 124? Not really. Spend a lot of money for a very little gain. It's a bit like a 360. Anyway, let's move on. We've got a Up GTI, returning guest Up GTI. Mm-hmm. We're always a fan of, we know. We're very pro. Looks
like
nice.
them little cars.
A lot of red cars today. Bit of a red turnout, isn't it? Abarth.
Yep.
Whose is the stunning, it's a dark blue, it's almost like a triple-aired blue Abarth. Over here, another returning guest. Remind me, is it a 595 comp?
Mate, you know about these cars.
No, but you know what? Can anyone in this room tell me the difference between a Turismo, comp? This man can. So one man's put his hand up. I know them all. I find it very hard visually to tell the difference between the specs of 595s until you start taking the one with the wings and the body kits. But I just love the colour of that blue. I'd forgotten how nice it is, and in the sun today it's working. I think maybe last time you came it was grey, and we didn't really...
What, you painted it?
No, the colour, the weather was grey.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, mate, chill out. 992 Cabriolet.
Very good. Can I buy that car? Whose car's that?
Can you
sell it?
20 grand over list. Red roof. I'm liking that. Silver with the red roof.
What colour's the interior?
Black.
Oh, you've died.
What do you mean it's dark?
It's got 3 colours on it.
What colours you wanted to, what interior
Well,
did you want?
red interior.
Oh,
Have you
no.
got a red roof?
Are you from Birmingham? No, he's not from Birmingham. He doesn't need a red interior.
That's derogatory. Mate, you can't say that. I apologise, everyone.
I'll cut that bit out.
No, don't cut it out.
I think that's so nice. It's got the red calipers, red roof. Because when the roof is down, you don't want a red interior.
Why? That's why you want a red interior, so people can see it.
I'd go for red seat belts.
Oh, that's all right then.
I think he was being sarcastic. Very nice. Really, really. And you know what? Those are those wheels which I didn't like at the start, but now I'm really coming round to. Yeah.
Are they spider wheels, are they? Yeah, they're the best wheels to have.
There's a lot going on, but they're good. Lotus. Lotus. Elan?
Someone's bought some cheese.
That's the Elan, right? Green Elan. Am I right?
Who's bring that?
Over here. It is an Elan. I'm not going mad.
Are you a big bloke or?
Stand up, sir. Stand up. You want to fight him?
He's got glasses. Yeah, I'll have a go.
Sorry for making you do that. No, it's a green Lotus. I'm a big fan.
What, because it's green?
Yeah, of course. It's a green Lotus. I mean, it can't go really wrong. I don't really care how it drives. Just to look
How
at
did you get it here?
Just about.
Yeah, just about. With a push. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Horsepower?
Not many.
No, about 180.
180. 180, that's all right. I think it's a cool looking thing. Do you enjoy it, or is it a bit of the bane of your life?
Leaks like a sieve in the rain.
It leaks like a sieve in the rain.
But it's brilliant to drive.
Brilliant to drive.
All-wheel drive Lotus, at least, yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Should we leave it at that? He's a nice guy, this guy.
Lots of trouble, usually serious. Is that right?
That's
Lotus?
right. Yeah, Lotus.
Is that correct?
Good
I
to
got that right?
good to look at either way.
Yeah, but he's a nice lad and he's laughing and he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
And he works for McLaren, so he's used to cars that don't work. Anyway, he's got experience in things.
So you've tried to buy a car worse than what you make. Just buy a McLaren.
I'm sorry, McLaren, if you're watching. Please still invite me to that event. Now, there is such an aggressive but fun-looking Fiesta ST that's just popped up. And I say that because it's got white wheels. And they're not just white, they are the most aggressively white wheels. It almost looks like our Challenge Dali guy's teeth.
Yeah,
they're so white. He's on his phone, he missed that. Anyway, so yeah, white wheels Fiesta ST.
It's got a stripe though, so
where have you guys
right.
gone? At the back here. Now, you were telling me when you arrived that you think that this could be the loudest car in the car park today.
One of them.
One of them. Do you want to have a rev battle with my car?
Yes.
Okay, that's happening after the recording.
Definitely the loudest Mark 6 Fiesta ST.
That's not what you just said.
He said it's the loudest Fiesta ST. Does it pop and bang and crackle? Pops and bangs and does all that. Is he your son? He sounds like you. Amazing. Well, I think it's super cool. I do really like that, and I like that shape. It reminds me of my teenage years in 1992. Anyway.
92?
Yeah, very cool. Good thing
Sure.
to see. Moving on. 140i? Is that with
135.
135? Orange with the silver bits. Where are you at?
Is it a 140? I apologise. Would you like to sell it? Oh.
No. You didn't know what it was a second ago. Is that the rear-wheel drive one?
It's a Shadow Edition.
Is it a bit of a handful?
Well, they're all rear-wheel drive.
No, but they're not the new ones.
Well, that's not a new one.
No, but I lost track when they changed it. I don't know. All right, chill out. I'm not in your business. So, yeah, very nice. And what's that colour called? Burnt orange.
Sunset orange.
Orange. He just says orange.
Sunset orange it is. It's very nice.
Very nice. Oh, an M2 competition. It took us a while to get here. We've got our first M2 of the day.
Is that the manual car? Who?
Over here?
Yeah, that's the manual car, yeah?
Manual
yeah, we've already
M2
spoken about that
yeah,
car.
you were welcomed as always. Cooper S.
Yeah.
Very nice dark blue Cooper S. We're fans of the Cooper S.
We are.
In general. Golf R, very nice black Golf R. Actually in quite a classy spec. This is like almost an unmolested Golf R, which is becoming as rare as a JDM unmolested, like Supra or Evo. I think that's actually quite low
It's a
key.
3-door.
It's a 3-door.
Is it a manual?
Is this your Golf R?
Is it a manual? Good.
And 3-door. Oh, that's a dream.
Yeah.
That's a proper actual Golf hatch, like hot hatch.
Yeah.
Winning.
Don't make them anymore, do they?
No.
In either 3-door or manual. It's all
Unbelievable.
auto and 5-door.
And so then what have we got next to it? We've got is that a, help me
It's,
out, GTI?
7 GTI, innit? Mark 7
GTI.
GTIs come in that.
7 GTI. At the back, right at the back.
Oh, yeah, we spoke to him, yeah. Now, was this the man? This is the man who wants to change his car. So he's got is that a 3-year-old, 4-year-old?
Yeah, 2018.
2018 Golf GTI.
So it's a 7.5 with all the modern technology. And the man must have got out the wrong side of the bed because he wants to change it, ladies and gentlemen, for a 10-year-old TTRS.
What a move. Do it. Do it. Unbelievable. TTRS.
A 10-year-old one.
Oh, who cares?
He's going to get out of that car, get in that one and go, oh, my God, what have I done?
Only you would do that. Because he'll start that TTRS and it'll go, "Rrrr." That's a good impression. And it'll be amazing. And people go, oh, is that an R8 or is it a TT? Who knows?
No, I told him, just work a bit harder, save a bit more money and get the new one. That's what you got to do. Just wait a bit longer. Don't get the 10-year-old one because you're buying a worse car. And I do see that sometimes, Sometimes people part exchange cars and I think, why are you doing this? Obviously, I don't say nothing. But I think to myself, like, you're giving me a better car. And sometimes they're giving me money as well, which is really peculiar.
I know a guy who swapped a 540C for a 360.
He's bought a worse car, yeah.
That was me, idiot. But I think do it, because I disagree with Tony here. Firstly, we all know Tony loves the modern stuff. That's his whole vibe. Like, he just wants new. And there's something about the persona and the character of a car that goes beyond its infotainment system. And a TTRS is a more unique, more personable. It's got more personality than a Golf. And even though it might be slightly worse can sometimes be better. It can sometimes give you that personality, that character, that point of difference. As we pointed out, there's already quite a few Golfs here today. Have we seen a TTRS? No. If you turned up in a TTRS, I'd be like, wow, what a car, that's so cool. So give the man a break.
No.
Okay. Moving on, and it's our returning Cayman GTS. Thank you again. These guys have come to all 4 of our Behind the Glass live events, which is a solid commitment, and I think needs a round of applause. And I would have thought by now I was bored of that car, but every time I see it, I'm like, it's just so good.
It's cool,
it's such a good-looking car.
Yeah.
Thanks for being back. Oh, and a GT4.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got M2, we've got the GT4.
981.
No, 718.
718?
Yellow GT4. Back here. Congratulations, sir.
Manual car.
Yeah, manual.
Are you enjoying it?
I am, but I want a GT3. So.
He wants a GT3. Did you have to buy the GT4 to be able to get a GT3? No. You were just trying your best to see if it would help. Yeah.
I thought I could get on with the manual, but I want PDK back because I've had Cayman and stuff before, but I'd love the GT3.
You want a PDK GT4?
GT3.
Oh.
Because he was about to say, you could swap it, I've got one in stock.
Yeah.
Have you put an exhaust on it or anything like that? You want it? Brook Race exhaust. And did you do it straight away or did you run the car stock for a while?
About 4 months and changed it. But
4
it's
months.
Not quite what I'd like from the noise, if that makes sense.
So is it you haven't got rid of the filters, right? You've just done the back box? So still got the open.
Yeah.
So you still got the little drone and the low reds, yeah. That's the only bad bit about that car for me. Like I said, I always prefer a PDK to a manual, but I took one of them on a 3-day road trip, didn't I, in Wales? And
ate your words.
no, I didn't. No, because
You called me and you went, manual's not actually that bad.
it wasn't that bad for that particular trip on them roads.
Yeah.
If you're on different roads in Europe, it'd be no good. But for that purpose, it was fun.
So when you say GT3, are you praying for a 992 GT3 or you take a 991 or
991.
991 GT3? So yeah, I mean, I think you're going to find it an infinitely more exciting car. Whilst Tony might sit here and tell us that will do laps around the Nurburgring or Brands Hatch quicker than a 991 GT3. I don't really care. I think you'd get so much more out of a
That
GT3.
wouldn't. A 991.1 or 991.2?
I had a 991.2 lined up in March and I didn't do it and I'm gutted now because obviously they're about.
So he missed his 991.2 GT3 opportunity.
Yeah, that's miles quicker than one. Even a 991.1 is probably quicker than that round the
Yeah?
track. Oh, yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's a stunner. I love the specs, so don't knock yourself too hard. Oh, okay. So we've got a silver Peugeot, and I'm going to be honest. Tony, help me out. What 206, 306, 407? I don't know about the Peugeots. It's 5 doors.
308.
Peugeot 307. 307, and it's got a behind the glass sticker in it. Have you been to an event before? All of them. All of them.
Well done,
Another
boy.
round of applause. I feel like, did you get the bus last time?
Pardon?
Did you get the bus last time?
I came up on the train that I
Came up on the train once, that's it.
test, so it's first car.
You passed your test and this is your first car. Oh, another round of
Oh,
applause.
there we go. How old are you? How old are you?
19.
Well done, boy.
That's brilliant. Well, and thank you for the sticker placement. That is amazing. And it's a solid first car, actually.
Can I just say, wait
Go
a
on.
minute. I know sometimes I am derogatory about older cars,
You
right?
often
But
are.
sometimes when we take these really old cars in part exchange or older cars in part exchange, I get in them and drive them, and they're not really that bad. Like a 10-year-old, how old is that car?
55 plate.
So it's 15 years old nearly, right? But it still drives perfectly well. Like, you know, back when I was a youngster and drove 15-year-old cars, they were like undrivable.
Awful.
Terrible. But now, like, and there'll be no money to insure and...
This is what kills me though, right? Because I've spent the last year trying to tell you that modern classics is where it's at, okay? That, you know, let's forget these super new cars, go back in time, things were simpler, they were just as good, and you've spent a year telling me I'm an idiot, my car's crap, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Correct.
You've just said a 15-year-old Peugeot is actually really good.
But that's I'm just talking in comparison, that's an everyday car. Some of the toilet that you've turned up in before, flipping hell, honestly.
So
I
would
thought you'd been a toilet in some of them.
would a modern-day Peugeot not be infinitely better?
Of course it'd be better, but what I'm saying is they're not that bad. When some of the dross that you tell me about, the modern classic stuff, they really are that bad.
Like
They're
an XKRS GT?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a Jaguar. It's
I mean,
great.
that's a disaster.
No, it's not. It's the F-Type engine, like super right up. It's got aero. Went around the Nurburgring. It's a proper thing. It's super
Went
rare.
around the Nurburgring.
Slowly. Okay, well, I'm going to let you have this because I don't want to have a full-on fisticuffs fight right here on the live podcast. But we're going to come back to this year. Season 5 is the year or the season that I convert you to modern classics, because I actually know secretly Tony's coming around to this. He's having a few experiences going, oh, actually, it's not so bad. So at some point, you're going to sit there and you're going to go, I'm so sorry, Sam. You were right. I was wrong.
That will never
day,
happen.
I will retire. Making our way through, we're getting on to some of the last cars. A Honda.
Is it a Honda Jazz?
I have to open this up bigger because I don't reckon.
Is it
Is it
a Jazz?
A Jazz? Is this a Jazz? Is that part of the event?
Is it?
I think this is just a random car from the car park. I'm glad they're here. Vicky's giving me that. No, I don't. I think that was a mistake. Okay, so...
You just took pictures. Where have you been? Down Brentford High Street? just taking pictures of cars.
Random photos.
Yeah.
GT86, a yellow GT86. Don't
Like
see many
them.
of those. Who's got the yellow GT86? Oh, right at the back. Congrats on that spec. That is paint, right? That's not a wrap? It's paint. I've never
And he
seen
said
a
he
yellow
skids
one.
it.
He skids it.
I asked him, yeah.
I think you have to skid it if you have a GT86,
Yeah,
right?
you
Isn't that
do,
part
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
initiation program?
We're never going to lose control. It's got no power.
So harsh. Audi A5, one of our attendees. Yep. You know what? So my mum, well, go on, mum, shout. She had an S5 of this shape.
Did
and
she?
One of my best mates had an RS5 of this shape. So what engine's that got in it? That
It's a 1.8 turbo.
1.8 turbo.
Don't know much about that, do you?
I was going with the whole, the V8 was so good in that, and now I'm a bit lost. But I think it's a beautiful shaped car.
She had your mum had the V6 or the V8?
She had the V8 and then the V6. Oh no, she had the she had both. She had both.
Yeah,
she had
yeah.
both.
Did she?
Yeah, she had both. And then my mate had the Gen 1 RS5. And I thought that Gen 1 RS5 might have been a bit of a keeper for a while, value-wise, but actually they've slightly tanked now, haven't they?
Well, I think they have come back a bit now, but it's a bit like the old, is it the E91 M3? That was pennies, and now that's come back now.
up again.
It's similar money to an M4, a good one of them now. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, the used M and RS market's starting to sort of...
They do steady
Yeah,
themselves out,
steady
yeah.
themselves
It's
out.
like
It's-
even the older C63, the 6.2 or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
6.3.
desirable again, huh?
Yeah, they're 2013, 14, they've come back a bit.
Another Mini Cooper S, all black with the lights up front, super nice,
like
like
them.
Batman spec,
Yeah.
very, very cool.
Have you seen the new ones with the new digital dash and all that inside? There's a new model out now, and it's got all like the digital
Everyone's
clocks.
nodding and they're very excited.
It's nice.
I
Isn't it?
recognise you two, by the way. Now,
they've been here before.
Yeah, you came before, and you were
been here
very
before.
knowledgeable about some very strange cars. So thank you for coming back. They were like our resource.
Well, they're very
in one of the
strange
early
lads. Look at
episodes.
them.
They're very nice lads. But I remember, like a previous episode, they knew about really obscure niche
Things.
cars like Minis and Abarths, which you're now
Yeah.
nodding again for. So, but is it not the same digital dash I had in the Clubman, the JCW? Must have been
no,
similar.
it's-
Yeah, they're nodding. They're nodding. Yes, it is the same thing.
No, it's really.
The same as the GP3. Yeah, which was the same as the Clubman that I had. That
But
mod.
isn't the whole cluster digital now?
It's a smaller heads-up display.
Yeah.
Heads-up display.
Yeah.
And it's super nice. The
Yeah.
Minis are proper bits of kit now.
A lot of money though.
Yeah, a lot of
They
money.
are a few quid.
A really nice S3.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, very nice. Dark
Black
blue.
edition. Black edition. Yeah.
Black edition. Now, have you tinted your plate to avoid speed cameras, or that was as an accident?
Yeah, just a base and stereo sign.
Okay, yeah, just just to look good, right? We'll skip past
And
that.
is
But very
it,
nice car. Don't worry, I'll blur your plate out for this bit. Yeah.
Is it an S-tronic or?
Yeah.
You know, with the Golf R, that's one of the most nicked cars in the country.
Yeah, I sold my Golf R for one of those.
Sold your Golf R for an S3.
Yeah.
Have you got a tracker or a steering wheel lock? Because Tony's going to nick your car after this.
No, I'm not going to nick it, but block the plate out because someone might.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll blur the whole car for you. They're very nice. Big fan of those. Seat Leon Estate. Josh, is this your car?
Is it an FR?
Where is he? Did I get that right? Tell us more. Not much to tell. Okay. Now Josh was a little bit embarrassed when he told us, like, he said, I think I'm in the worst car here, but Tony's just told us all that actually I'm in the worst car here, so don't worry for yourself.
Is it an FR one?
What's an F? What does that mean?
Is it the GTI or R version of the?
No, 1.5.
Oh, it's the small. So 150 horsepower. Oh, that was close.
It's good looking though. I think Seat are doing great things. And we spoke about this when we talked about Cupra as well. And Cupra have done their tie-up with ABT.
Yeah.
But the standard Seat range, I think, as well, they're good looking cars.
Yeah,
at the
they
minute.
are. Yeah, and good value when you look at the Volkswagen and Skoda as well.
And,
you know.
and let's face it, estates are like so hot right now. You're so trendy because like everyone gets SUVs, and you've gone for the estate wagon. So
Yeah.
hey, look, big thumbs up from us. E63S, Gav, where are you? Is it an S? Okay, so another returning guest who last week berated us after the recording for banging on about RS6s and M5s. So, no one talks about the E63. I'm now understanding why he did that, because he has one and he's bought it today. Very cool, but you love this thing, don't you? And it's got the largest, you and your practicality, that's got the largest boot in segment?
In
sector?
class.
In class,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. So that's the most practical one. Can't get an M5 estate, so... And no, RS6 is crap, as he's saying. Oh,
Well,
and everyone's going, ooh!
Well, it's not, but okay.
Do you want to take my seat for a second and you and Tony can just go in on each other? Yeah. I think it's very cool, and it's a nice classy spec, I have to say. You've got nice bits of chrome on there. The chrome delete thing, I think, is going out of fashion. Am I alone in that? I feel like chrome's kind of making a comeback. Hands up if we like chrome on cars.
It all depends how you do it as well, to be fair. Like, some people do it really badly.
Well, I just think the black on black black wheels, black
Yeah.
wheel, black badge, like Paul Wallace's M4, M3.
Nuke spec.
Nuke spec, when even
Yeah.
like vinyl wrapped the badge by
Yeah.
mistake. This is too much for me. Well, I think
Yeah.
a bit of chrome is quite nice and quite classy again.
Fair enough.
Now this is a car I really want to talk about. This GLC 63S, the launch edition one, right? The sort of what do they call it? Edition 1. There you go. I've always been intrigued by these cars because I think they look the bomb.
Yeah. Few
And
quid though, they are.
expensive, especially the edition 1.
Yeah.
But I was asking earlier how stiff it is, because obviously you look at X3 competition we've spoken about before, a little bit
Stiffer
too
than
stiff.
that.
But you're saying it's great and it's comfy.
Yeah, it's good. I'm not the best driver in the world, but it's good.
It's good.
I was following my brother in his R8 this morning and come out of a roundabout. I was drifting out of the roundabout.
So he was following his brother in an R8. He came out of a roundabout and he was drifting it by mistake or on purpose. Yeah, just like accidentally out of control.
I think you've done. I think you've done yourself proud there, drifting a four-wheel drive SUV and saying you can't drive. You've done well. I think.
I'd have been in a lamppost.
I'd have been flapping.
Yeah.
So I was trying to keep up with him.
Trying to keep up with the R8. But no, hey, I think it's great. I think it's practical. I think it looks the bomb. I think it's cool. And you've got the yellow lip around the wheels. It's a cool car.
That's because it's an edition one.
McLaren, so I thought I'd be able to tell him.
You got a few friends with McLaren, so you thought you'd be able to tow them. It's a good idea, actually. Cupra. That's not a Formentor, is it? That's not a Formentor.
No, it's an Ateca, isn't it? Is it Ateca?
Cupra? Anyone bring a Cupra or... yes. Is that an Ateca? Ateca. Very nice. As I say, I just like all the design language of Cupra and Seat, even though, of course, they are officially unrelated. I have to say that contractually. 458. Now, is this the stock car? Did anyone bring this 458? Or
No.
is it stock from
Has it
downstairs?
got a funny plate on it?
It's the stock from downstairs. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's Duke of London car.
Yeah, no, we don't need to talk
I'll be picking that up with my photographer afterwards. Vicky's in trouble. Another M2 grey car. M2
Is it
comp
just
or
an
is it
M2 or comp? One of them's got CS wheels on it.
Anyone bring a grey M2? Sorry? Standard one. Standard M2. Still very nice though.
It came with the wheels.
Came with the wheels.
I think it's a 17.
Oh my
Fair
God, we got 3 M2s today. There's another one, there's a black one. Who's got the black M2?
What, comps as well, or just not all non-comps?
Black M2? Where are you? No one? Okay, random car. Z4, nice white
Well,
Z4.
I know whose car that is.
Oh no, why are you saying it like that?
He knows why I'm saying it like that.
Z4 man, would you like to declare
is it
yourself?
tuned? Is it tuned, that car? You haven't tuned it, have you? Just done suspension and that?
Done everything.
Done everything.
As much as you can.
You use it on track, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a nutter. Do you love it?
Yeah.
It's
I've
your
had
pride
it
and
since
joy.
new.
You've had it since new. Oh, fair play. Come on, that's all right.
So you've done engine mods to it as well?
The engine let go.
The engine
So,
let
yes,
go.
it
So,
was rebuilt.
so I've done engine mods
Yes,
by
the engine
rebuilding
mod
it.
built, yeah.
And it's a manual car, isn't it? Yeah.
I think
It's
it's cool.
a CSL, you see.
Yeah.
Very nice. We're fans. Tony's, I feel
No.
like biting his tongue a bit, but anyway. 911, is that just a Carrera? The blue Carrera S? Anyone? People are very embarrassed by admitting their cars today. Usually people
It's
are
'cause they feel
jumping
they're
up.
gonna go in
Yeah,
on
yeah,
them.
yeah. Who's in the blue 911? Right there.
GTS.
Oh, it's a GTS.
it
Delightful.
911? Yeah.
Well, what? 0.2? 0.1? 0.2. Oh, stunning.
Yeah,
You
that's a
must
good
love that.
car.
That's a proper car.
Yeah. Is it a manual or PDK? Good lad.
Manuals are so crap. Now, this R8 is a stunner. So I'm assuming, R8, are we over here? We were in the convoy with the GLC? Okay, incredible. That's a wrap, I'm guessing. Oh, you got the blue one. Who's got the green one? Oh, they're back there.
Is it a wrap?
It's a wrap. It's a stunning wrap. Is it just green and the light is hitting it, or is it like one of those multi-color? Just. It's very nice.
Yeah,
though.
it's lovely, yeah.
Do
Very
you
nice.
fit comfortably in that car? Yeah. You're happy and comfy in that?
Yeah, don't you?
I don't think I fit in R8s that well.
Yeah, you did the roof lines loads higher than the Lambo.
Is it?
Yeah, you should
Maybe
be fine, mate.
I haven't driven one for long enough to remember, but the Lambo that I've just been in.
How tall are you? Sorry? How tall?
6 foot.
Yeah,
6
yeah,
foot, yeah. Well, if he fits, I'll fit. So, well, very nice wrap. Congrats. That's a stunner. We're obviously going to come back to the blue one. The Supra. Now, another returning guest here. And what I love about this is we bumped into each other recently, and he said, "Come check out my car."
Oh, what have you done? What have you done?
You've done bits, haven't you?
Oh,
so
no.
go on, give us a shout, nice and loud. What have you done to this Supra? Because this is the latest generation, so it's cool to see one modified.
Yeah, the last few weeks, intake, exhaust, bracing, spacers.
Intake, exhaust. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, it's spacers.
Spacers.
Bracing mods, make it a bit stiffer.
Stiffer.
Who's done it?
Carbon lip. So this is just off the shelf bracing mods.
Okay. And he's done carbon bits to it, so it looks a bit different, and it sounds a joke. I followed him out of Perla, the guys who make my coffee the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Who's done the mods? Who done the mods?
PCW exhaust up in Milton Keynes.
Fair enough.
PCW exhaust up in Milton Keynes. Very cool. So now I'm assuming you love that car even more than you did a few weeks ago.
Just map now.
Just mapped. Okay.
What horsepower is it now?
So dynoed it last weekend. So stock it makes 372. Toyota say 335. So they lie a little bit. Stage 1 should be 450, 500.
So he's gained about 100 horsepower from the tune, something like that, we think.
It's 450 or 500. Which one is it?
Well, stage 1 it varies.
Oh, does it?
Whatever you're going for, yeah.
Tony's such a dick. Very cool. Congrats. And I say, it sounds the bomb, and we're fans of that Supra. We've got a Mustang, I guess, just a 5-litre cabriolet convertible. It's the 5-litre, yeah, because we still don't do the Shelby stuff in the UK, can we? So, but that looks aggressive as hell. It almost looks like a Shelby.
Is that the facelift car? Is that the newer with the twin exhausts?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the V8 or the EcoBoost?
It's got, no, it's a 5-litre V8.
The V8.
It's got Roosh intake and Roosh
Oh, Roosh intake and Roosh exhaust. Okay, so it must sound fruity. Yeah, I really like. You've always been a bit mean about them, but I really like the two-shade Mustangs.
We had one in stock not long ago.
Did you?
Yeah. And I actually, is that the one with the 10-speed auto in it, or have you got a manual one? Oh, you got a manual one. I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it? Okay, we're going to rattle through the next three. We seem to have more R8s today than anything, so we flipped our M2 GT4 theory onto R8s. We've got a Gen 1 R8, black car, V8 or V10, I think it's V8, V10. Someone help me out.
Is it a V8?
V10, manual? Yes. Manual V10 Gen 1. Tony, buy it. That's a future classic.
No,
buy it.
No.
That's a proper car. You must love that.
Yeah, it's good fun.
How long have you had it?
Just over a year.
Just over a year. They are rare, mate. Seb Delaney had one of those.
Yeah.
Proper car.
Ask him how much he got for it and how much you sold it for, and how long it took.
Well, I hope you're just enjoying it and not seeing it as an investment, but it's a proper bit of kit, and I think, yeah. Do you mind me asking how much you paid for that car? You can say you don't want to say if you don't want to.
I don't want to say. But yeah.
Okay.
Has it done low mileage? Because I can probably half guess.
No, it's not particularly low. 46.
They're like 50, 60 grand, aren't they?
A low mileage one would be more than that, yeah. But
Yeah.
I would say around the 50 grand mark with 40,000 miles.
For a manual V10 supercar, if it's under 100 grand, you're winning at life.
It's got the wingback bucket seats too.
It's got the bucket seats. What a car! I love that.
I can't get excited about it. I'm sorry.
We got a 350Z Nissan 350Z. Yeah, very nice. You love that thing? Do you love it?
I do.
Yeah, I understand people who are into those cars. I'm not going to look at you because you're going to be mean, and he looks like a nice guy, and I just don't want to ruin his day. So, yeah, the blue R8 now we just seen. So this is the second gen of the facelift, or okay, super nice. V10 or V10 Plus? V10 Plus.
You really can't go wrong with one of them cars. I can't really be derogatory, apart from it may be a bit soulless, but
it's the Golf of supercars.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong with them.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You also can't go wrong with a red 991 GT3.
Dot one, yeah.
Dot one, yeah. That's
Whose car's that?
Lovely gentleman here.
Have you done the engine? It's not been done yet.
No, it's after the engine.
Oh, so it's the G series engine.
Yes.
Hold on a sec, you've totally lost me.
Oh, because you're clueless.
No, but when I was going on about Spider headlights with the 4C, you were like, what are you on about? You little nerds are now freaking out about G series engines. Come on. What do you mean by has the engine been done?
So the 991.1s had engine problems. They all broke.
Okay.
They all blew
The
up.
early ones did.
The early ones. 13
So-
plate ones were here.
So Porsche had a 10-year engine guarantee with all of them, regardless.
Okay.
So there's an E engine, there's an F engine, and there's a G engine. If you've got the G engine, you're fine.
Right.
So they should all been upgraded to at least an F or a G engine. But
So-
the later cars are all Gs.
So this is a bit like the thing I had, that 996. I've now completely lost my brain. Anyway, this is if you're buying a 991.1 GT3, this is something that you want to make sure is done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's not been done, Porsche guarantee him for 10 years. So, but 13, 14, you've not got
we're a couple of
that
years
long.
left.
So really, you want a G engine car in general.
Such a cool car, but this was the only gen that you couldn't get a manual GT3, right? This was the only year that it was the only generation that was PDK only.
Which is fine with me.
Oh, you would love that. You'd be super happy. I still think that car. I mean, what a car, though. Proper bit of kit and stunning in red. So, yeah, loving that. Golf R Estate, blue with the black wheels. Love it. So, I think Golfs have won out today. Oh, and that's the last car. Anyone that we forgot? Anyone that we left off that had VIP parking today we haven't mentioned? No. Oh, well done, Vicky. Got all the photos. Oh, wait, one more? Who have we missed? No? Yes. Vanquish S. How did I forget
Where's that
It's on the photos. I'm being yelled at. Apparently, we do have a photo, but I haven't imported it to the laptop. It turned up. It's black. It's the Volante, though, right? What a car!
Is it an auto?
Yeah.
But what year have you got the ZF box or?
Yes, it's the 8-speed, so it's a 19 model year.
Proper bit of kit. Now, I had the Vanquish S, the coupe one in LA when they brought out that ZF box, and I was like, oh my God, why are not more people buying this thing? It's a proper amazing Grand Tourer, sounds brilliant, that gearbox is perfect, it's like the one that's in the Rapide, stunning. I actually think, well, because I'm biased to that era of design, that was the last great Aston. For me, the new DBS, the new Vantage, yes, they're good, but they're not as beautiful as that DB9, Vanquish.
They sound better
Vantage.
as well.
They sound better,
Yeah,
proper
they do.
engine.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that. Thank you for bringing that because I know you were toying with bringing something else. So appreciate you bringing the Vanquish. And sorry I didn't shout you out initially. Okay, well, yes, as I say, I mean, what an incredible turnout. What amazing cars. apart from a couple of things that Tony was a bit rude about, mainly my car, you all got through, I think, fairly unscathed. So yeah, brilliant.
Well, the ones he doesn't want me to talk about, he just keeps talking because just in case I'm derogatory.
I just don't let him get a word in. I just skip through it real quick, so I know it's going to rip people apart. So look, let's get on to it. Tell me everything. This was your first road trip of the year, or
first European road trip? Yeah. So
of 2021.
Of 2021, yeah. So
Fine.
I normally do 2 or 3 a year. Group of friends, we always go a couple of times a year. We haven't been able to go, obviously, because of COVID, like probably many of you. We went to Portugal for the first time.
You'd never been there before for a driving trip?
Never been there on a driving trip. Done most of Europe apart from Portugal and Spain. Because the dates didn't quite work out for all of us, we could only do 5 days. We normally do 7 or 10. But yeah, I can't tell you the routes because I've been sworn to secrecy.
So that they don't get too busy.
Well, the man that gives us the routes, it's kind of his living. So he's been going there for 10 years. And he said, please don't give them to anyone. But yeah, honestly, the roads were... I've never, ever been to Europe and the road's been so quiet in general.
And okay, so I think this is the thing. I don't know if anyone's been able to get out and travel yet. You know, it's early days, but restrictions are starting to ease here in the UK for our international viewers. So we are starting to be able to travel a little bit easier. Have people been into Europe yet? A show of hands. Anyone been out on? Very few people.
Travelling was a
two or
bit
three.
of a pain in the arse with...
But my point being, because of that, and because it's still early days, if you do manage to get anywhere, places are still quite quiet. You can get to places that are traditionally very busy, very hectic, and actually they're a little bit more low-key, which is quite nice. And so you were saying that I wonder if maybe Portuguese roads are just a bit quieter, but when we went there for Drive the World a few years ago, we were always stuck behind lorries and campers and slow-moving things.
Was you?
Yeah, we didn't do so well.
I mean, travelling, if you're double vaccinated, it's less of a problem, but it is a pain in the arse with locator forms and it's not like you have to plan stuff now if you want to go abroad as opposed to just having your passport and saying let's go. There's tests involved and stuff, but it wasn't, when we all got our head around it, it wasn't that bad. Hotels was nice, food was nice. I always thought that, because obviously been there on holiday, that Portugal was quite flat. But it's not, mate. That if you're in the north, there's loads of mountains. The weather's a little bit like the UK in terms of the further you go up north, it's not very nice. The weather's not as good. And
sorry, anyone from the north.
No. And as you come down south towards the Algarve, it's obviously beautiful, and it's a lot sunnier. A bit like the UK, really.
The north's dump is what you're trying to say.
No, that isn't what I'm trying to say. But another thing I noticed as well, very poor country, Portugal, especially the north of Portugal, when you go through the villages and that, and it's eye-opening to see. Remind me of like Brazil or Mexico.
Well, obviously they speak Portuguese in Brazil.
Yeah,
was that why?
how they live, and I mean it's interesting to see. I love to see how people live, high class, low class, middle class.
I think the thing about Portugal, which I find, is the Portuguese are petrolhead. I mean, they're car mad in Portugal. Whenever I go on there, there's a huge petrolhead community.
There is,
which is great. And yes, decent driving roads. I think I see what you're saying about. Maybe they need some more investment from their government. But let's not become a political podcast again.
They were very obliging, the people as well. Like in terms of the traffic, so everyone moved out your way. You're right. Everyone was waving, and every time we stopped at petrol stations, a group of people would come over. And
I love the thought that you think they're like waving, and then you go, So talk us through what cars were there. Obviously, you took the special car, but can you tell us what your friends were in? What other cars were on the trip?
So there was an SVJ Roadster.
A Venstore SVJ Roadster.
Yeah, which got all the attention, as they always do, post the car. So I took my car, Speedster.
Okay, the latest
Speedster. F12 TDF, 812 Superfast.
Nice.
And oddly, a new shape M5, because the car he was meant to bring wasn't ready. So
hadn't been delivered type thing.
It wasn't ready. So he just had to bring his M5.
His M5, fair enough.
So it was really weird. Like the M5 was all right until it got hot. Whereas when a supercar, when you're pushing on a supercar, they get better as they get hot, ceramic brakes and proper tyres and stuff. The M5 was really struggling once it got hot, so brakes got hot, steel brakes, normal tyres essentially. But he was all right at the start of the day, and then as we pushed on.
As impressive as that new M5 is, that weight can't disappear. Like,
It's 2
it can only hold on for so long, right?
Yeah, it's 2 ton, and even the SVJ, as big as it looks, it's not that heavy. It's 1,500 kilos, nearly 1,600 kilos, and it's got 4-wheel steering, and obviously it's got proper brakes and stuff. The gearbox is the problem with that car, but yeah, the Speedster struggled a bit.
It's quite an interesting variety. We're going to bleep this out when he goes into recording because Tony likes to keep his personal cars private, which is totally allowed. But for everyone in the room, we can tell you it is a...
Yeah.
So of the cars, they're quite a variety, but also I would imagine the Speedster felt a little bit down on power, would it? In the straights and stuff?
Yeah, so it's the first time I really noticed, because all of us have always got similar cars, as in they're all the latest supercars, like Performante or whatever they are. And it's the first time where there's been a bit of a gulf in difference in terms of downforce and power and stuff. And the particular person, my pal, he's got a GT2, and I think he probably wished he wanted to bring the Speedster because he took it on a trip, and he wanted to get the roof off and stuff. So I think he's glad he's bring it, manual only. So it was a bit of a problem for him coming out of corners, especially the switchback ones, being maybe in the wrong gear or just not got the power to get out compared to the 812 and the
because the SVJ 812 and even the M5 is going to absolutely fly out of corners compared to the Speedster.
Yeah, so I mean, in a straight line, the Speedster was easily the slowest car in a straight line. We don't do loads of straight line stuff. We stay off motorway, so that is boring. So
was Portugal a good place for those kind of cars? Because something I want to come on to in a second is often on road trips, you take all these fancy cars, these brilliant cars, they're beautiful, but they can sometimes be super impractical. And so do Portuguese roads lend themselves to supercars? Or if you were going back, would you be in a GT4, an M2, or a Golf R?
No, the road surfaces were lovely.
Yeah.
In general, no one got any... I think I've got a tiny little chip in my screen, but normally when I go abroad, I get a bullet hole.
But can I explain why that is? If anyone here has been on a driving trip with Tony... I don't know how to explain what he's like. He will spend the entire trip 2 millimeters from your rear bumper. The first time I did it, when I had the 540C, he was coming down in a Turbo S 991.2 and maybe your 570S, I think. And he said, let's meet up in the Alps and then we'll drive down to Monaco together. So I went to meet him and we took off. And the whole time I could see his pupils. Like, that's all I could see in my rearview mirror. And I was like, bloody hell, what is this nutter doing? And I thought maybe it's just because, he was more confident in his car there or something. We then went on a supercar driver trip a week later, and poor Jonte, who often leads the drives for supercar driver, was in a Golf R estate, and Tony in a 570S was like nudging him along the road like this.
So when we're in our group of friends, I go to the back.
Because you're just such a dick. That they
No. It's because the back is believe it or not, is the fastest place to be. I prefer to be at the back in general. So, but the only person I push down the road is Jonty because I want him to crash. So me and Jonty are good friends. So
he's a hilarious character, Jonty. He has appeared on the main channel a few times before.
Yeah, so he's the only person I don't really drive. Probably yours because you're too slow.
I'm driving within sensible limits, and then this nutter's just trying to overtake me in blind bends.
But no, I would never do that. No chance. But yeah, apart from the roads were lovely.
I think what I wanted to bring it on to is I've chatted to quite a few people in this room today about things like North Coast 500, Wales, and even Euro trips, like where to go, what to take, etc. And I think there's definitely a tendency to go to some of these amazing driving roads or driving places with great cars, but most of them I think lend themselves to less power or actually less super cars. So I just took the Spider, the Huracan Evo Spider to the Isle of Wight. Apart from one road, terrifying. I had tractors just literally like trying to plow into me. I had buses. I drove into a hedge. Sorry, Lamborghini, that is a scratch.
Did you scratch it?
Well, I mean, the bush scratched it, not me. But
Who drove into the bush?
No, I didn't drive into the bush, but there was anyway, long story short.
The bush jumped out in front of you?
That.
Okay.
So most of the times, and especially when I'm traveling, I get amazing recommendations from an incredible audience. So, you're in my country, please go here, please go there. Or you Google most scenic roads in Ireland, wherever it might be.
Yeah.
We were chatting, there's some amazing couple from Ireland here today. I don't know where you've gone.
Again?
Here. Yeah, from Southern Ireland this time. Proper Ireland. Ireland, Dublin.
Come over today. Yesterday.
Flew in yesterday morning. Absolute legends, heroes. We were chatting a little bit, Actually, I think most of the time, the best road trip car is still to this day a hot hatch.
In this country, 100%. In Europe, I disagree.
Okay, so Germany, of course, the Autobahn, let's face it, you want something as big and powerful as possible. Even in some parts of the Alps, I still think, and I'm talking about modern day hot hatches, so yes, things like a Supra, things like a GT4 is not a hot hatch, but you know what I mean, like that mid-level of circa 400 horsepower, and actually a bit of ride height and a bit of practicality, I think often than not, you're going to have as much fun as you would in a supercar. Okay, fine, in a supercar, let's face it, brilliant, but we can't all have supercars. And I don't think you're necessarily having that much of a better experience. I think you're having a good time, but I think you can have as much fun on those roads in something a little bit more practical.
Yeah, maybe you can have as much fun, but I don't think they're better. I think if you're in the Alps, Andy, you would agree with me, we've been to the Alps. If you're in a supercar, a normal car wouldn't.
Oh, we all want to be in supercars.
Yeah.
I think we're always going to choose to be in supercars. But, we're doing, big shock reveal here, exclusively for the podcast audience because they love it. Tony, Paul and I are planning, it's not super confirmed, a road trip into Europe at the beginning of October, which should be super exciting.
You know what car you're taking?
I know what car I'm taking. It should be the F-Type, the F-Type R. So I think, we've been talking amongst ourselves what cars to take and things like that. For me, that car will be perfect because I can do the cruise, I can do the long motorway boring part. When we get to the good roads, it's damn near quick enough. I can get the roof down. It's usable. It's all of these different things. Now, yes, I could take the 360. There's a part of me that wants to take the 360. There's also a part of me that wants to email some company and say, can you lend me X, Y, and Z? But actually, for this trip, I'm like, no, the F-Type's going to be best. And I think, sometimes you have to weigh up exactly what you want out of a trip. And don't get me wrong, a supercar convoy, brilliant. But at the same time, those of you in this room considering trips to places, just always think about, how bad do you want your car to get? Because he'll just turn around and go, it's a stock car, what do I care?
I do care.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just something that I've always thought, actually, maybe there's something. That's the trip we should do, you know what? Is we should take a hot hatch, a Golf R, whatever, club sport thing, and a supercar, and then go off.
Yeah,
and see what
it'd be actually interesting when we go, depending on what the weather's like, to see how much your brakes and tyres struggle
on the F-Type
when we get in the Alps, because it is quite a heavy car. I honestly think you'll notice the difference.
The thing is,
for sure.
I don't drive as hard
Paul.
as you on the road. Paul drives 30 miles an hour everywhere, so he's not going to miss anything. But if you don't know, Paul Wallace literally drives 30 miles an hour everywhere. If you ever see a really slow, if you see a slow GTR on the M25, that's Paul Wallace. So he's not pushing on. But I drive fast, but within a lot of comfort and sort of thing. So you definitely drive harder. So I'm not getting to a point, I don't think, where I'm going to get the F-Type brakes like squealing. But I agree.
I think you will, mate.
On the tight and twisties.
You don't drive slow as you think. You do push on the road. So
the nicest thing you ever said to me. Okay, a tiny bit of car news to kind of wrap up today. Before, by the way, we do want to get a few questions and topics off you guys. So just have a little think in a second. We'll just come to the floor and see if you've got some questions or things that you want Tony and I to discuss. But a couple of bits of car news. There's a new Subaru WRX.
Is there?
Not coming to the UK. Cheers, Subaru. You
got
knobs.
a picture of it?
Yeah, really stunning. Hold on a sec. It's got huge.
I wonder what it looks like inside, because obviously the hot hatch
arches.
market in this country was the reason why they stopped selling them.
Yeah, well, so they've said that it's absolutely not relevant to their brand anymore. WRX and Rally was a thing of the past, and nowadays Subaru customers and Subaru SUV customers don't relate. And I'm like, I kind of makes sense, but it's a shame because it looks awesome. My computer's been spammed by ads, so I don't really know what's going on. I think it's got a virus, but well on me. It's a very cool looking thing, but it's not coming to the UK, so maybe we don't care. Good that they're still making it though. I guess there's some markets in the world that still want a WRX, or it still makes sense.
Yeah, but they don't do the Rally anymore, do they?
No, Subaru aren't in WRC, are they? Are Subaru in WRC anymore, Philip? Are Subaru in WRC? No. Subaru are not in WRC anymore. Oh. So, anyway. Now, moving on from that to something quite ridiculous. Tesla.
Oh, I was in one of them yesterday.
Were are you?
Oh, mate, honestly.
Not by choice.
Not by choice, no. It got me back to the airport from the hotel. It was a
How was
hotel
it?
car. A disaster. Honestly.
Is the build quality inside as bad as we remember?
I had people DMing me and saying I can hear it rattling.
Yeah.
As you went down the road. He said, what's that? Honestly, it was just rattling away.
It's a disaster,
I had to talk to the driver to dampen the noise down.
Did he go, do you want to launch it? I feel like every
No.
Tesla owner in the world just wants to show off lunatic mode or
Just
whatever.
telling me how powerful it was. I literally stopped talking to him.
So this is a new thing. I don't know how many of you are in or around London, or maybe within your cities you're now seeing EVs become sort of minicabs or taxis more often. Every single time I get in a sort of EV minicab, all they want to do is talk to me about how impressive it is and
How
how they've
powerful
made
it
the
is.
change. And and you know what's great is I do a charge in the morning. I can do all my trips, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my god!" And whenever they say, "What do you do?" I go, I work in the city." Because I'm like, if I now say I do stuff with cars, it's going to go on forever.
had
So
it, yeah.
I have to pretend like I'm really. Oh wow, okay, you charge? Oh okay, cool. So yeah, Teslas are becoming definitely more popular as taxis.
Yeah,
but
I never tell anyone I'm a motor dealer. Either.
oh my god, just
Never
don't get
ever.
involved.
No.
Apparently, an unmodified Model S Plaid, which we still haven't got in the UK yet, but is the top spec, lapped the ring in 7 minutes 31 seconds, beating the Taycan Turbo. So this is a new EV production car record. Now, if you looked at a Tesla Model S, even the Plaid, you don't think, that's a quick car around track. Okay, in a straight line, fine. Now, there was some sort of like Shmee-esque investigations into this that were like, it's not unmodified, it had carbon ceramics and all these things like that. But this is where it gets classic Elon Musk about it. Supposedly, he just tweeted saying a completely unmodified Model S Plaid did it in this lap time with no real sort of proof. Then some shots appeared of a car with carbon ceramics and a little bit of tweaking. And he said, we're doing that afterwards to see how much faster it could go with carbon ceramics. So no one really knows, but of all the cars in the world that a Nurburgring lap time probably doesn't matter or doesn't affect sales of, surely it's a Tesla. Do you think Tesla owners are going, we did lap the Nurburgring in 7 minutes 31?
Yeah, but it's maybe a market they're trying to get into because they know everything's going electric. They're maybe trying to get ahead.
Well, what happened to their Roadster
market.
that they asked for all that money and then just disappeared?
Well, yeah, because it was all that money.
Yeah, just
That's
to
the
finish
problem.
building the Model 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, look, I'm all a fan of 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds. Why not? It's hilarious. But the Tesla thing I still struggle with, and when they go for things like this, I just get so annoyed. I'm still not a fan of Nürburgring lap times. I know I sound a bit like James May, but this just annoys me.
It's true though. It's not relevant. It's literally just
So
a
not
marketing
relevant.
thing.
Yeah, and then 12 seconds quicker than the
Marketing.
Taycan. Well, jog on. Anyway, so yeah, that's a couple of bits of car news. So I'm going to come and open to the floor now to wrap up today's episode, just to see, because we get a lot of messages via Patreon. Thank you so much, all the patrons who are here and patrons listening, but also just on social media in general. People saying, can you discuss this, or what's your opinion on? So we thought in this final live, we'd allow some of you to do that. So no worries if you don't have any questions, we'll just finish the episode. But if you do, raise a hand, stand up, something we can discuss or something we can answer.
Don't be shy.
High pressure, isn't it? Anyone? Yes, at the front here.
Thoughts on the NSX Type S?
Thoughts on the NSX Type S? Very good question. We didn't talk about this because it happened whilst we were away, off air. So this is the updated sort of theoretical final version of the NSX, a car that we often say is overlooked. And we've threatened to buy and never did. So sorry, everyone. But yeah, I actually think, did you see any pictures of it?
Yeah, it's got a different front end, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Is it a bit more fussy?
I don't think it looks that good. I think they made it look worse. Now,
They've got to do something though, haven't they?
the NSX is still so overlooked. This is a car which is 570S performance, 918 style setup with hybrid technology. It's a Honda, so you can trash it and not really care. And it looks, you don't see them, so people go, wow. But okay, who in this room at 100 grand would have a 991.2 GT3 instead of an NSX? Hands up. Absolutely everyone.
Yeah.
But the NSX would walk all over a GT3, and it looks more supercar, feels more supercar. It's wacky, it's rarer, but people just don't want it, don't care.
Yeah, and it looks a little bit tacky inside, doesn't it? The NSX. That's the
But look,
problem.
that's that front end. Look, there's a picture there. It doesn't look good. I don't think the refresh looks good. It was a very cool looking car. That looks. What does that look like? It reminded me of something.
I'm amazed they're doing a refresh, mate, because I just honestly didn't think they were going to.
No, they should have just put it in the bin. right?
Yeah,
'Cause no
they
one
should have
was
just
buying it.
like they did with the first one.
Oh wait, no, there was something I wanted to discuss quickly. Keep thinking of questions. I screenshot this. I sent it to you in the group, didn't I?
Really?
Hold on.
I mean,
Keep thinking. There was two things. There was firstly the most unreliable cars, which I wound you up about because there was a report that came out. saying that
I saw that.
saying that Porsche were one of the most unreliable and Jaguar were more. But there was a great thing which was talking about popular cars in the sports car segment, and the Supra has sold really well internationally. I had no idea.
The new shape Supra.
The new shape Supra internationally.
That's
it's
it.
like
It's more than the TT and stuff.
more than the TT, and F-Type was right up there. Go on F-Type! Like it was I'm so annoyed I didn't screenshot that.
But not in
we'll
this
talk about
country.
that next week.
Yeah.
It was globally. It was global
Yeah, global.
sales.
Right, okay.
And I was really surprised with some of the cars on the list. Anyone else with a question or a topic?
Tony, would you rather go for an Audi RS Q8 or the new Porsche? Is it Cayenne?
Turbo GT. So
Turbo
we're asking
GT.
RS Q8 or Cayenne Turbo GT.
I'd always go Porsche. Me, personally.
Do you think that Turbo GT thing will hold its money like
No.
some Porsches do it, or just going to tank?
No, they all lose money, don't they?
As
in
would an
general.
RS
Apart from the
Q8.
Urus, which is peculiar. It's so odd that car. I mean, they've made 15,000 of them or more.
I see them everywhere.
And
those
they're
Uruses.
still like list
So your shout is Turbo GT,
over the.
RS Q8. I'd go
sure.
RS Q8.
Would you?
Yeah, I think it's a bit more subtle. The Cayenne, I've never been a massive Cayenne fan. But it's a bit too fiddly for me. RS Q8, you got the Audi practicality and usability. It's a really nice car.
Wait a minute. What part of usability and practicality has a Cayenne not got?
I don't
Are
know.
you
It's just
joking?
that's what I think. So
I just waffling
I can't back it up. This is my opinion. So get the RS Q8. Yeah. There was another question back there. I think somewhere near you. Someone put their hand up. Yes.
Talking fairly sensibly in terms of insurance and price, where should I go from a 307?
Insurance. You're asking about insurance for 307.
What's the next best car?
Oh, the next best car moving on.
With sort of insurance and price.
Well, so he wants to move on from the Peugeot into something which isn't going to absolutely ruin him insurance-wise and all these things like that.
Veyron.
Veyron, you hate, so I don't know why you're recommending that.
I don't hate it.
I was a load of crap. That's what you said.
that.
I would say Golf. It's boring, but are they expensive to insure? I don't know.
They're
but
more expensive. Do you know what would be a good shout? Seat.
Seat, yeah.
Yeah.
A Leon R?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
What's
I
the
think.
smaller one? What's the smaller one they do? Is it a It's not a Fabia anymore, is it? What? Is it Ibiza? Yeah, something
is
like
the
that.
Up GTI expensive to insure? No.
That's not a bad
Up
shout.
GTI.
as well. Yeah,
Up
yeah.
GTI would be a solid car. Something which has got a little character, a little personality, a little bit more sporty. GT86, cheap to insure? Yeah. Wow. I mean, be careful. If you're jumping in the Peugeot into the GT86, don't go any roundabouts chasing RH. You'll be in a wall. Any more? No? Okay. Well, that very nicely then
we've done well.
brings our episode to an end. It's been mega doing these live shows. We will 100% do more. We don't know exactly when or how. We've talked about or teased the fact that we want to get out and explore the UK or even internationally, bring this show to other parts of the world or other parts of the UK. But this has been a brilliant space to do them in, and I think we've always enjoyed them. So we'll do more. Stay tuned. Oh, one last question. Why aren't we doing more? So the rest of the year has got a little insane. I think the motor industry has woken up post-COVID and gone, let's just do everything now. So, for example, next week, I've got 3 commercial campaigns in 3 different countries across 5 days. So that's going to be interesting. And that kind of continues for me, at least until mid-November, and then December I might not even be around for 2 or 3 weeks. So just finding the time is hard. And then Tony as well, I think you were saying that things are getting busy and hectic and going into a busy period. So we want to make sure that we're keeping the podcast regular. That's our aim and our dream. Doing the live events are brilliant, but obviously just logistically require a bit more effort. So we're definitely not saying no, and there will be more. I just can't tell you when.
It takes a bit more planning than just doing a podcast as well, doesn't
especially
it?
if we want to move around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for
stay
sure,
tuned. Keep an eye on seenthroughglass.online and the events section. Of course, we'll make a big noise about it when we do announce the next few events, but keep an eye there for any more future tickets and things like that. But yeah, it's been brilliant, and regular studio-based episodes will, of course, be continuing, including the return of After after the checkered flag. Paul Wallace is finally back from climbing Ben Nevis. What a knob.
Did he go up Ben Nevis? Did he?
And he did that classic Paul Wallace thing of going, if we run the first 5 miles, we'll do it quicker. Nearly fell off the side. But anyway, so yeah, after the checkered flag is returning. And yeah, we'll be back next week with a more traditional episode. So if you've enjoyed this episode and you're watching, please give it a thumbs up. If you're here on YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you're listening, keep listening on whatever platform. If you want to support us, head over to Patreon. If you want to follow Tony's at Tony Gravelwood Car Sales on most social media platforms. And I'm at Seen Through Glass on most social media platforms. Everybody in the room, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it.